All right, so I wanted to show this tank to you guys just because it is a softy dominant aquarium. I think it's almost 100% softies in here if I'm not mistaken. We'll go through right now and take a look at the aquarium. Right here up first, we got some cabbage corals. We have like the flesh colored kind and then the green kind. Those are a very hardy coral if you're looking for a beginner type of coral for your tank. Cabbage coral, highly recommend. We have another leather coral back there. Some different variations of toadstools. I love toadstool leather corals just for the fact that like they come in so many uh, different shapes. I guess I could say they have long polyps, short polyps, and they stand tall. So they give a little bit of height to your aquarium. Some pallies down on the bottom, and look at this big old leather coral. Oh man, softy tanks are really cool because all the corals grow really fast, so you get results and you can fill up your tank relatively quick because most softies grow really fast. For example, like this star polyp right here, that's a really fast growing coral if it likes your tank. Waving hand anthelia over here to the right, another fast growing coral. So if you're looking to fill up your tank quickly, softies are the answers. Paligrandus on the bottom here, bright green, nice color. Also grow quickly. My only issue is that a lot of these softies, they only really come in like greens or like a peach color. They don't really have much variations. Maybe you can find some mushrooms that have a ton of color. His zoas in this tank aren't doing very good. That's because if you look in the center there's a Mahano anemone stinging them. And that's a common theme in this tank is a bunch of Mahano anemones. Now to the average person, they might not know that that's an anemone and that that's something that you don't want in your tank. So like look at them all right here. So it doesn't look bad. They kind of have color. So if you don't know any better, it's fine. It's whatever. They're a pain in the butt to kind of get out of your aquarium. So unless you want to manually remove them. This tank's been up for a while. It's got to be going on 7-8 years. I think it's a little under 10, something around that. Rock flower anemone, another great coral or anemone to add to your aquarium for some color. Relatively hardy. And this tank I think it's about 150 gallons. But it's just, you can just see how much room each of these leather corals takes up. You can really fill out the space in your aquarium with these. Now, this is an old school style marine land aquarium. This isn't, more of your modern tank. It's more of an old school tank. And if you look down here for the filtration, it's still the old school wet dry sump here. Very small filtration setup down here. Not room for a lot of filtration, but with soft corals, you really don't have to worry about that. So let's go over the filtration real quick. We got the return right here. So 2 different areas where it returns and it goes into your wet dry filter. So to your left, there's an overflow box, and to your right, there's an overflow box. That water goes down into the wet dry filter. And it basically gets filtered, a filter pad right here, and then goes through some biomedia. And then it gets pumped up in that section and it splits off from your right side and your left side. Now there's room for like media bags, so like GFO or carbon, but you just gotta make it work the best you can. Your corals are your main source of filtration. So with soft corals, the majority of them are green, so you really gotta I think mushrooms are a good way of getting more color into a soft coral tank. So like, mushrooms, discosomas especially have blues, reds, yellows. Here a little green spotted puffer in the tank who's looking a little skinny, but he could eat a little bit more for sure. It's definitely getting big. He's growing, so when they grow like that, you want to make sure you feed them. Then we have a clownfish under there that seems very skittish. And what else we got here? We got another clown over there. Look at that guy. That guy's cool looking. Looks kind of scary looking. Oh my God, that looks like a Michael Myers clownfish. And he's being hosted by that toadstool anemone. Now that we got the white lights on, you guys can get a better look at what the tank looks like without the blue lights on. A purple tank's in here, blue hippo tank. So he's got a decent amount of fish in this tank. I wouldn't say it's overstocked. I think it's appropriately stocked. I'm gonna go ahead and do a 50% water change today just because this tank doesn't really get, we're only here every 4 to 6 months. So I wanna make sure I do a good water change today and good cleaning. As far as the lighting system goes, these are the old school Viper Spectras, Chinese black boxes. They work really well. They're just a bit old school and a bit bulky. But like I said, they can grow coral. I don't even know if they still make these. But yeah, for soft corals, you don't need the best lighting. So. All right, so I just wanted to share with you guys another softy-dominated aquarium just because I wanted to show you one that had a little bit more color to it than the previous one. The other one was a true softy tank, but this one's got a little LPS and SPS in it. This is what I'm talking about right here. Mushroom corals. These are Discosoma mushrooms. You get some bright reds, some blues in there. It has a lot more colors. So if you're gonna do a softy tank, I highly recommend adding variations of Discosomas. Rock flower anemones add a lot of color to a softy aquarium. That's a cabbage coral right there, but that's a neon green one. So it's a little bit brighter, so it's a little less boring. There's a toadstool over there, and then we have a green star polyp there in the way back. Green star polyp is also growing on the overflow here. Now, Zoas is another great way for a softy tank to get some really good color. Zoas come in every single color that you could possibly imagine. Maxi mini carpets also come in some pretty cool colors, and anemones, of course, bubble tip anemones add a ton of flow, movement, and color to your aquarium. These are some, this is a leather coral, but behind that are some neon green Kenya trees. Great first starting coral if you want to are looking to get something easy and that really nice bright green color. These pallies, again, hardy, bright green, all very good beginner corals. This toadstool right here is really pretty. The polyps aren't out yet, but that's a really pretty toadstool coral. And again, you can just see how big it is. And that thing was small. And it has, I mean, it was about the size of like a quarter. That thing's really grown. And see, there's some zoas right here, bright colors. We got even a green anemone on the bottom, but bright orange zoas. And then we got the eagle eyes to the right there that got that bright yellow skirt with a red mouth. And a little Kenya tree growing on the bottom there. That's pretty cool. And our green anemone split. So basically just wanted to show you guys some options here. This is the back of the aquarium. You got the Kenya tree there. Like I said, highly recommend that for our first coral. Got some Palligrandas, star polyps growing out here on the back. This tank is mostly softy dominated. It does have a couple of LPS and SPS in here. But again, movement is important for softy tanks, and it's just be mindful that it's very easy to find green soft corals, and it's harder to find ones with color. So just be aware of that when you're starting your softy tank, because you definitely want color. Another softy aquarium. This one basically the same standard stuff, very simple filtration. You got your star polyp growing like crazy, anemones again, a good addition to a softy tank. Rock flower anemones. We have the leather coral right here, and then we have Xenia right here. That is a recent addition to the aquarium. Hopefully that can take off. Pallies growing all on the rock. Those things grow quickly. The anemones are splitting. Got some Discosoma mushrooms, the blue ones. Those are growing like crazy. You can see they're all throughout this tank. Scattered over the other side of the aquarium. You have another big mushroom coral right there. Some more blue Discosomas. We do need to put more corals in this tank. As soon as they give us a go-ahead, we will. We have some zoas looking beautiful. And two little mini carpet anemones, another great addition to a softy aquarium. So, plenty of real estate to add some more stuff. Definitely want to add some more things to this aquarium. What do you guys suggest that would be softy related? Because these anemones are here and they're growing like crazy. So I want something that's gonna be a little bit hardier. And the setup to this, the best setup, but it works. So we're kind of limited in what we can do. We're running AI primes for the lighting, 4 of them. I'd rather just keep it simple. We're here once every 2 weeks, so let's just keep it simple. If you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear it. All right, last tank of the day. This is an acrylic cylinder tank. How often do you see these tanks anymore? It's very rare. Everything's doing really good in here. Again, softy dominated. The usual suspects that we just saw in the other video. This one, I'm wondering, it's doing really well. I think it looks really beautiful. I'm wondering if we try an LPS in here maybe. Now it's only running off of 1 AI prime, and this is a very deep tank, so it's not gonna have a lot of light. I think that AI prime's like cranking at like 120% or something like that. I added new corals in here recently. They're all doing really, really well. And the tank, I think, looks beautiful. Just liking the way it's progressing, and the fish in here are active, and it's just a really nice setup. And as soon as you walk in the door, this is what you see. And especially, I got the whites on, but with the blue lights on, those like these red Discosoma mushrooms really cut through. And then I got the blue Discosomas for when you have the white lights on now, so those cut through. So I'm really happy with the way the tank's progressing. Would you add any LPS to this aquarium? If so, which ones? Remember, they gotta be lower light LPS corals. Let me know down in the comments. I like hearing your opinions because it helps me. Sometimes I get a little fatigued and I need a little help with the creativity part of it all. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you have any questions, please put it down below and I'll try to get back to you the best I can. But I'm really happy with the way all these tanks are progressing. And yeah, softies can be where it's at. They can be just as fun as any other tank out there. I think we're really close to being done with this tank. It looks so beautiful.